Hey guys, and welcome to Holy Shit, I'm a Mom. This is our second episode. I'm so excited because we are interviewing one of my favorite people, just someone who is just like really in tune with themselves spiritually, and I admire her work. Her name is Erin. She is a prophetic channeler and a healer. So she specializes in things like Reiki and cleansing. So I'm so excited to be talking to her today about blockages and how they impact our life and our relationships with our partners or our family members, and especially our children, because I'm a mom and my focus is to encourage all of us to heal so that future generations don't have to go through the same bullshit that we went through, essentially. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into this interview. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Mainly because like you've literally walked me through like my healing journey, I feel like, as a parent from like day one. Like I'm pretty sure you like told me I was pregnant. So and like from that moment forward, you just like kind of started doing healing work on me. And honestly, like just removing a lot of things that I have, which I know that you call blockages. So like, could you explain to us what a blockage is or what a block is?
Sure. So, first of all, I'll just make sure that I make this quick and sweet for myself is that what she's referring to with my experience with her is the fact that I'm a universal channeler and healer. And so I work in spiritualism. And when I deal with people who have a lot of different issues and ailments in their life, that's the blockage. So, you're talking about mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, all of the elements that make us who we are as human beings.
Mhm.
And so we are born sometimes into conditions, and it might be a physical, a mental, emotional, spiritual condition.
Mhm.
And in order to get into a healthier space, we have to recognize those conditions and those traumas that have encouraged our behavior. And sometimes, if people aren't aware that that came from a certain space, they just keep going.
Mm.
So with blockages, it's anything that's causing a blockage in your path to get clear.
Yeah, right. Because that's the goal, is to like get clear. So what you put out is healthy,
Correct.
for
And
sure.
that's all you attract, because whatever you put out is what you attract.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how would you say like a block would impact relationships or even parenting? Like how could not dealing with past traumas or hurts um from like years ago or from whenever like impact your relationships and your parenting?
I mean, that's the totality of it. You are raised in a condition. So whether you think of it as a healthy condition or an unhealthy condition, we all have the responsibility to say, okay, how was it? What was my experience? We have to look in. We
Mhm.
have to look inside. First of all, when we become a parent, sometimes it's planned, sometimes it's unplanned, sometimes
Hello.
we want it, sometimes we don't want it. So a lot of those decisions, right,
Mhm.
are based off of fear, and a lot of them based off of experience from childhood.
Yeah.
And so we've carried all of those things with us, and that right there creates, okay, well, what kind of a relationship do you have with yourself? Do
Mhm.
you really love yourself? Are you afraid of not being able to be enough for this child, because that's going to have a very uh you know dramatic effect on how that child's life ends up being, as well as yours.
Yeah.
And so then you also have that relationship issue. Okay, well, what's your relationship with your parents?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with your family in general? What's your relationship with this person that you have a child with?
Mhm.
And that could be whether it's an adopted child, that could be, are we co-parenting? Are we married? Are we living together? Are we just girlfriend, boyfriend, or girlfriend, girlfriend, or boyfriend, boy? It,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
all about, you have a child that you're going to have another individual that you're responsible for.
Yeah.
And so in order to really feel successful in your life is also going to determine how you feel about your success with your child.
Yeah.
So in order to understand that, you have to go back. You have to look at what are the things that I've experienced in my life and what are areas that I would not want my child to experience. Because even though you might understand them and maybe you did deal with them in a certain way and you feel like you're 100% healthy, the fear that you might do the same thing that you didn't like, that's going to cause a problem,
Yeah.
because then you can enable, and you don't want to enable, you don't want to weaken that child or create a victim mentality,
Yeah.
because that's what they're going to end up thinking. So there's so many components with that, and it really does, it all starts here.
Yeah.
It starts with you, and it starts with taking responsibility, not for what everybody else did, but what can you do, what can you do to reprogram,
Mhm.
get those blockages out of there, get it clear.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know for me that you definitely, I feel like without you and your gift, like, I don't feel like I'd be the mom that I am right now, because I know there was like initially a lot of like hurt and anger over my situation. So like having those healing sessions with you really helped propel me into a healthier state of mind. Um, and like I am just so lucky to have like literally ran into you at the center that day.
And you know what I'm going to say to that, right?
Well, it was,
So
I don't know.
go ahead, please say it, so
I was
I
gonna
don't have.
say, like, it was divine intervention, like, obviously.
Yeah, and so we are vessels, we are we are the stem of the creator. So when we start to create anew, then
Mhm.
we can start to recognize that those areas that we had to heal, and we can recognize them in other people.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to help people because I was able to help myself. And so
Yeah.
because I've gone through so many different areas of life where I had trauma, I was able to ascend to a certain degree to allow that source, that creator into me to heal me, and then to be able to acknowledge, you know what, this is what I see with you and this is what's going on. And it's really more so I pay homage to the people that come to me that recognize I just want to know, is there something that I need to know? Because
Yeah.
if you have the desire to
Yeah.
learn, then that means you have the desire to heal.
Yeah.
And it all starts with you, and the desire alone. It's like the acceptance of responsibility. If you know you have a problem, then you can find the solution. But if you can't acknowledge that you have an issue, the problem will never get solved.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the sentiment, but at the end of the day, it was your desire or your curiosity of the unknown to say, well,
Yeah.
maybe,
I literally, like,
maybe.
remember my first session and me coming in and being like, I'm nervous because I don't know what this is." But it was awesome and it changed me. So, like, what are ways that you would say help to, like, what are practices that help you remove blockages?
There's a lot of different ways depending on what somebody's belief system is.
Mhm.
So, well, a lot of people may have a fear
Mhm.
of, okay, well, if I get Reiki energy healing, or if I get vortex healing, or if I do quantum healing, well, what is that? I
Mhm.
would encourage people to look into these things because they are not going against any religion. It is pure energy. And so, how can you say it's going against something? But there are people out here that don't understand it. So, if you don't understand it, look it up, research it, try
Yeah.
your best to find a piece with it so that you can acknowledge, well, if it's not wrong, then maybe there's something right with it. That's the first and foremost thing that helped me heal.
Mhm.
Um, and then you also have sound healing, doing sound bowls and different high frequency music that you can find on YouTube. You literally can just plug in sound bowls, uh, high frequency music of all different sorts. And when you start to allow those things into your life, you'll start, after you've done it consistently, because it's not going to just be a one-time thing, not with any of the stuff that I'm saying.
Right.
It takes time, because you've created a condition.
Yeah.
You've allowed that condition to be there. So you can't just expect this to be one and done.
Yeah.
But you should start to feel different when you have committed yourself to doing this on a daily basis, along with meditation. One way of meditation for you might not be the same way I meditate.
Yeah.
So what is meditation? Meditation is literally just focusing on the breath and allowing your thoughts to go, so that that subconscious can feel free, right? And you can
Yeah.
be at peace. You can center yourself, align yourself. So there's so many different kinds of meditation. I sleep when I meditate. So I will find sleep meditation where somebody is not talking, and it puts me into a zone. It clears me up. And when I wake up, I'm like wiping drool off of my face. And
Same.
then there's meditation where people are sitting there doing it.
Mhm.
Um, you also have crystal therapy, where you're using certain stones and you're doing classes to learn about what different stones have different natural properties. For people out here that look into the Bible or the Quran or different elements of that, there is documentation in there that says God provides all on earth for you to heal. Well, stones, crystals, whatever you want to refer to them as, they are natural elements. They have properties. They have been ground down and used in medicinal properties throughout the world, throughout time.
Yeah.
Same thing with herbs. You can do detoxes with herbs to be able to get your body clear. Because when you start to heal, you can't just address one area.
Yeah.
You have to address all the areas of trauma: your body, your mind, your spirit. So that's all your diet. And your diet is not just food, it's everything you allow. It's the people you put around you, it's the music you listen to, it's what you're watching on TV. This is a commitment to truly heal your environment and yourself. So on top of that, you could do full moon, new moon meditation. Those things are free for most people that practice it. You could look it up online. Um, so many resources. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of other areas that I've recommended to people. There's unlimited sources of ways to heal,
Yeah.
because you can't just heal with one.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. What is like one simple thing that like someone that's like, listen, I don't have time for all this stuff this lady's talking about. Like, I don't even like, I don't even know what half that stuff is, but like just something super, just so basic and so easy, like not even like no time just to like start out with, like just do
Something to
this.
start out with,
Mhm.
something really, really easy that somebody can say. This is universal. Is you say this with conviction in the morning. You say it when you're in the car. You can say it in your head, or you can say it out loud. You say it before bed, whatever your circumstance. Literally just say this out loud: I release all energy attached to me that does not belong to me. I send it back to the universe. I send it back to the source from which it came. I'm sending it back with love. I'm sending it back with light. And then you can say, and so it is, let it be, amen. And a lot of the times I'll follow that up, and I will say, and I call my energy back that others have taken,
Yeah.
knowingly or unknowingly. And I call it back filled with love, with light, and rejuvenation and peace. And
Yeah.
then I close it again with amen, or as so it is. And you can repeat that as many times as you want to. I promise you, the minute that you get in the habit of doing that, you'll start to come back
Yeah.
into clarity.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. It's so simple because I've started like in the mornings, just like looking at myself in the mirror and being like, I love you. Like you're deserving of love and you're like, you love yourself, just to like kind of put that in me a little bit more, because I mean, you know a lot about me. Like I definitely have had a lot of places to heal, and one of those is just like true authentic self-love, which is like my goal, right? So like I do that every morning, and honestly I have started to see the difference in like what I feel I'm deserving of. So like, yeah, this stuff really does work, obviously, or it wouldn't be out there.
It's up to the person. And you mentioned, well, what if I don't have time? You make time. You
Yeah.
have to make time, because this is how you're functioning. This is what you're bringing into your life. This is what you're calling into your life. Your thoughts matter. Your words matter. They matter. You're a manifester. So are you going to manifest good? Or are you going to manifest negative? What are you going to manifest? What trauma are you going to choose to release today?
Yeah.
Because you can choose to surrender it every single day and say that was the way it was. That's not who I am now.
Yeah.
And it's just empowering. You have to take your power back, and don't be the victim. Don't be the
I
victim.
Yeah, that is like a big thing is victimization. And I feel like narcissism as well. Like that's like a big thing. Like it's all over the internet, like patterns to look for everywhere. But like, what would you say to someone who's like, well, fuck, I've already messed up. Like, how do I, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a parent now, I'm in a relationship, like, I'm already so far into this and I haven't done any of that stuff. So, like, how do I just like start
How do you
paying?
start?
Mm-hmm.
So the way that you would start is you could either go diving right in. If you're really tired of the way that your life is, then you set up boundaries. You go with it. And a lot of the times what you'll find is, when something makes you feel good, you make time for it.
Yeah.
When you start to
Yeah.
see the change, you're going to make time for it. You're going to make sure that you put yourself as a priority, because if you're not okay, your kid's not going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just a fact. So it's the desire for you to value yourself that they will see value in themselves.
Yeah.
The same thing with your partner. If your partner doesn't value you and you start to value yourself, that partner is going to start to feel unworthy. And they're either going to have a positive reaction where they desire to improve themselves, or they're going to have to fade off and you're going to leave them behind. But
Yeah.
either way, you're going to be okay. You know why? Because you started to value who you are, and you started to see this beautiful transition into your life and how your child is developing in a better, healthier way.
Yeah.
It's baby steps, but the baby steps, you'll get addicted to the baby steps.
Yeah. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly because I feel like it's happened to me since the first time I had a healing session with you. It was the most amazing. And you've helped so many of my friends and family with your gift and just your guidance in general. But like, how do people, if they're looking for a healer, I'm gonna throw you out there to them, but like, how do people find you and can connect with you for like sessions and
Um, well, first I want to make sure I make one more statement before I say that, because I left it out and I was just told you need to make sure you make this statement.
awesome.
You had said, what happens if I've already made a mistake?
Mhm.
Our life is based on mistakes, because we have to learn, and it's beautiful and it's a cycle. So it's very important to forgive yourself immediately and do not shame yourself. You cannot shame yourself and think that you're going to grow from that shame. You
Yeah.
have to surrender that and say, you know what? Everything is purposeful. Even with my flaws and my downfalls, you have to fail so many times before you know how to succeed.
Yeah.
So that's just life, first and foremost. And with the other, I have a website. It's erinrenvyle.com. It's ERINRENVYLE.com. And I also have Instagram that's relative_channels. And I also have Facebook relative channels.
Yeah.
So people can contact me up there through there. They can hit you up and you can just send them my way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I look forward to helping people. It's all about giving back. I healed myself with other people who saw that light in me,
Yeah.
and it's just about paying it forward. It's about paying it forward and letting people know you have value and you do deserve it, no matter what your circumstance, no
Yeah.
matter where you've come from. Don't allow your circumstance to create the life that you have right now. You have the ability to change it at any point in time. It's up to you. It's
Yeah.
a choice. It's free will.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just do your best to acknowledge those blockages. If you can recognize those, then that's your first step, is
Yeah.
own your issue. Own your issue.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And I am so thankful that you're willing to take the time out of your busy schedule. This girl is so busy and so am I, but like,
I love you.
Get booked if you want to get booked.
Yeah, I love you. Yeah, I book up about 2 weeks in advance, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
For sure. I love you.
I appreciate you, Nicole.
There you have it. You heard it straight from the source. And I hope you really take it in and know that you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else genuinely and authentically. Because without that respect and love for yourself, you're not gonna find it from somebody else. So yeah, I really hope this encouraged you. And I hope that you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Holy Shit I'm a Mom. Shit's not spelled out, it's gonna be SHT. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and tune in every month. I'm gonna be posting something just to encourage us to keep going on our healing journeys. Next time, I'm gonna be interviewing literally two of my favorite people. They're an interracial married couple and they're also a blended family. So I just want to interview them and see how their different family structure, you know, how they walk through the world and how that impacts them and the challenges that they face, so that we can step in their shoes and realize that everyone's dealing with some shit and have grace for that and each other. So yeah, I hope you stay tuned and I can't wait to see you guys next month.